So it's a crazy game, right? Amazing what difference 24 hours makes. Came out yesterday, we pitched really well. One pitch beat us, the 3-run homer in the third, and we just did not swing the bat. Because you couldn't get them going all game. And you come out in the first 2 innings and put up a 12 spot at whatever it was. We put all three facets of the game together. We scored runs, we swung the bat, ran the bases well, pitched, played good defense. And that's usually a great recipe for success and for wins. So it was a great team effort today.
Just how nice is it to have a game like this? You've had so many tough games, especially recently, the kind of the close losses. To have a game like this, so many guys contributed well.
It's fun. It's fun. You get to get guys into the lineup and get some at bats, and so it's always a fun situation to be in. I've been on the other end of those too, so that's not too much fun. But yeah, it's when things come together for this team. It's a special team, and we got a chance to go very deep into this thing.
What was working well early on? You guys sent 10 to the plate the first inning, 15 the second. I mean, what was going well in both of those innings? Just kind of moving along.
I thought the two starters were very similar for them. Our approach is just much better. Those guys they make their living in getting outs and hitters counts and throwing changes or breaking balls, some off-speed pitches, pitching backwards basically. And they use your aggressiveness against you, and we did not do a good job of adjusting to that last night. Today we did from the get-go. I thought today's guy had better numbers and might arguably have better stuff. So I thought it was gonna be a tough matchup. So it was really nice to come in and do what we did early on. But credit to the hitters, man. They took the information that we gave them and put it into play.
Would you make of Dorian's at bat in the first inning, the 13th pitch, fouling off all those pitches? And how much does that help the lineup? Obviously, we saw the runs, but you seeing a guy do that.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, how many pitches was that?
13
pitches. And put a really good swing on the last one to get a sac fly. So when your leader does something like that, when your 3 and 4 hitters get 6 hits in a game, that's again another great recipe for success. So it's a great at bat, set the tone, early, and we kind of ran with it.
What has Dorian kind of meant to the program these 4 years? You've kind of seen him go through the ups and downs, and he's still here and a big part of all that.
He's what this program's been all about forever. You sprinkle in some superstars, but the meat and bones of it is gritty guys that are persistent and just play hard and just good college players. Whether or not Dorian playing the big leagues, probably not. Hopefully he has a chance to play professional baseball, but he's just a really good college baseball player that he's been through all of it, man. He started as a freshman, lost his job as a sophomore, won it back as a junior. He's had injuries, he's had surgeries. He's been through a lot, and a lot of other things that no one knows about that he's had to deal with. That'll stay within the team. But he's been through a lot, and he's fought through, and he's come out the other side looking pretty good.
What'd you make of AJ's start and how he looked to you?
That's a lot tougher than people think. When you're sitting around for that long and you have that big of a lead, it's hard. It's hard to stay focused mentally, number one. That's something that both him and Darius have done a better job of the season's gone. It's not the physical fatigue, but the mental fatigue. It's a long season, a lot of practices. You can't, in high school you might have 2 or 3 guys in the lineup that you're really worried about and you cruise through the rest of them. You got to bear down for 9 hitters, go all the way through the lineup. So when you add in there a 4-run first, an 8-run second, an injury that took about 20 minutes for the pitcher to get loose, I mean that's asking a lot from any pitcher. So for a freshman to stay focused and continue to throw strikes, that's a great job on his part.
Is there a little bit of natural relaxation when that lead gets to be that big? Is that?
Well, that's what it is, right? The challenge is that of being, challenging guys, but still throwing quality strikes and not just laying it in there and guys could do some damage to it, right? So, I've always thought it's easier to pitch in a 1-0 game than when you're up 10-0. It's really difficult because everybody wants you to throw strikes and get ahead of guys, and at the same time you got to throw quality strikes. So it's difficult, and he did a great job.
And he hasn't struggled much as a starter, but after last outing, for him to bounce back in this way, especially at this point in the season, you got to feel good.
Feel great about it, and we probably could have finished the game. His pitch count was not very high. He ended up with 73 pitches, but there is a possibility that there's actually a high probability he's going to have to pitch at least a day earlier next week. And maybe even 2, depending on what happens tomorrow. So we took that into consideration, and we got him out there after the 6th inning.
I wanted to ask you that. We could have asked you that last night when Griffin pitches, but yeah, it could be the same kind of thing. You've talked about earlier in the season that his arm kind of bounces back quicker. You think he'll be
Griffin?
Yeah. Because Griffin, the way it looks, could pitch on shorter rest.
Yeah.
than normal, but you feel good with him because of these kind of things? No
Yeah,
problems?
we got no problem with him. He's a guy that normally he's long tossing, foul pole to foul pole, or throwing a football 60 yards a day after he starts, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's what he does, But this, absolutely not. He did not do that today because he is going through at least one day early and possibly two. I have no idea that the standings are so bunched up. I have no idea what's going to happen when we're playing.
Any thoughts on Cuvée? Had a chance there for the cycle. They walked him. Any thoughts?
It is what it is. I'm not to worry about that. We won the game, so.
Carson, we got a note that Carson Palmquist could make his first major league start.
He's pitching right now. I have no idea how it's going, but I spoke to him last night, and it's funny. James told me yesterday afternoon that it was happening, but we couldn't say anything because it wasn't publicized yet. And Carson texted me last night. It's showtime, so I called him right away, and I told him, man, I knew this afternoon. And he goes, well, I knew last night, but I couldn't say anything either. So it was cool. It was neat, And I mean, obviously, he was really, really excited. It's great for the program and great for him and his family, and he's worked hard. And the message is the same. I tell my guys, man, just do your thing, pitch your game, and just another baseball game.
Did you give him any other advice?
That was it. Keep it simple, man. He's so talented. He is where he belongs.
Dorian, you just kind of take us through the night with the festivities and the way you guys got going so early. What was it like for you personally?
Yeah, it was a really special night for me, and all the seniors, I'm sure. But my family has been coming to games for the last 4 years, and it's really, really special to them, really special for me. And it was just a lot of good energy to start the game. The bats were hot, and it was fun to be around.
More games to play, but can you summarize maybe? Tonight's one of those nights where you can kind of look back, but just the career that you had, the things you've kind of went through your 4 years here. Just can you put into words what this has been like for you?
I'm just really grateful to have gotten the opportunity to play here. It's been an unbelievable experience for me. This is my second home, and I love this place with everything I have, and I owe this place everything.
So how much we hear all the time? How much fun is this team to be a part of? Kind of just watching it. It seems like you guys are always having fun, but can you put into words what it's been like this season for being around all the guys?
It's just good energy throughout the whole year. It's a good group of guys. We were tested last night after that loss, and the way we answered today just says everything about our team.
What was your approach during your first at bat, the 13-pitch at bat? Fouling off pitches. Did you feel like it kind of got everything kind of rolling a little bit?
Yeah, I had runners on. I think it was bases loaded. I was trying to get something up to drive, bring some runners in, do my job. Ended up having a good at bat and brought runners in, passed it to the next guy.
Just kind of what you think of the first couple innings? You guys were able to get runs across. Just how good did that feel like? You guys have had some tough ones the last few games here.
Yeah, I think it's big, just for the team. It's good to have good signs, early in the game. To keep us in it, keep us going, and it was really fun to watch it all come together today.
Dorian, there's still at least one game left. What's your happiest memory of your collegiate career here at Coral Gables?
Happiest memory?
Or at least most memorable.
Most memorable. I hit a grand slam last year against Florida, but I would say there's a lot of good memories here and things I'll carry with me even when I move on from here.
And what's your biggest takeaway from your time here at the university?
I went through a lot of ups and here, and it really taught me to be resilient. So I'll take a lot of those qualities with me that I learned here.
Dorian, where do you think this team is right now? A game left, that stretch you guys have kind of been on, kind of heading into the postseason here. Where do you think this team is, and how you guys have been playing these last 20 games?
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot right now. Like I said, last week we didn't have the best of weeks. We got tested and we responded, and that's our team. I'm really proud of the guys just for coming out today and showing that today, and I know that we're going to continue that throughout this run now.
AJ, what was working for you today? And obviously for a pitcher, anytime you get run support early, that has to make you feel different, but what was working for you today?
Today I was able to command the sinker a little bit better. I was able to pound the outside part of the zone to righties, and especially the lefties as well. Commanding that sinker away was definitely working today, as well as Slider was working down in the zone and kept him off balance the whole day.
What were some things you kind of wanted to work on after your last start last weekend and kind of heading into this week? You talked to us about it before, about how you kind of work on things throughout a week to get ready for the next one.
So this week definitely was more focused on command. Felt my command at Virginia was a little off, and well, even though it was a little bit better today, I still want it to be even better, especially since we're going into the ACC tournament and moving forward to the regionals.
What's your approach as a starting pitcher? Just naturally you have days off before your next game, but how much did you kind of want to get back out there yourself personally after what happened last weekend?
Definitely a lot. The next day throwing, I was making better pitches when I was throwing with Brian Walters in the outfield of Virginia, and it was getting me excited for the next week.
What do you think of the lineup today? What would you kind of notice from those guys, and how good did that help everything?
Well, to be honest, I don't really pay attention too much to what their lineup is going on, like what's going on with them. Just pay attention to how well I'm executing pitches, the quality of my pitches, the location of it as the game goes forward.
How big was it for you to get that run support the first 2 innings?
It was definitely huge. I was able to just focus on pounding the zone, challenge the hitters, and even though I do that without the run support, that run support made me very, very comfortable moving forward. Just giving the defense to make a play, giving the opportunities to just get outs, just kind of count them down as the game went on.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with your teammate this season, Dorian?
Oh, it's definitely something special. He's a captain of our team for a reason, and he continues to guide us moving forward. Especially, we have a lot of freshmen. We have a couple infielders who are freshmen as well, and he guides them each and every day.
Could you kind of stand on that a little bit? The dynamic of your team, you've got older guys, veterans, especially the pitchers, but you have young guys as well. What's it kind of been like, everything kind of coming together, the way you see it, kind of everybody getting along?
Everybody, we don't really necessarily care how old you are, what kind of, if you're a graduate or a freshman. We just all mix and blend well together. We all have a great time, and as well, the freshmen, we learn a lot from the seniors. I've personally learned a lot from the senior pitchers and even the graduate pitchers that we brought along, and it's just been a great time.
Dorian, I want to ask you another question. We hear so much about the zero mentality that's really implemented this season and kind of going on regardless of what happened. Where do you think that comes from, and how important for you as a senior, telling to kind of have that mentality across the team? What's going to be your role in all this?
Yeah, I think it's big, to face adversity like we did, and then, answer it. Just keeping everyone level, and ready to go, and knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And it's just great the way we've answered it and are moving forward now.
Just like you want to put when you come to the ballpark, you put the last game, to put this one aside and kind of finish it off tomorrow. How important do you think it is to kind of win the series on your last day here?
Yeah, it's going to be a really special one tomorrow. Number one, we're going to go out there and play like it's our last game. We're going to leave it all out there. We're going to win the series, and it's going to be a really special day. My last game at Mark Fight.
Do you think that's going to? What do you think that might feel like? With what you said last game here.
Just everything that I was able to accomplish here and do for this program, and everything that this program did for me. It's going to be a really special day tomorrow.